Well, another video today. I'm going to show you I found a particular street lamp, THORN Alpha A. It's a 250 watt sodium SON MBF and 250 watt SON IP64 THORN Alpha A lantern. So that's on the label, and it says instruction in the label on it. It takes this usually runs 250 watt and 230 volts maximum VAC on the roads. This is classically knocked down off a pole. So the gear tray from the front of it, and it's sitting on top of onto the pole bracket, and sits onto the column. The gear tray is actually on top of the pole bracket, and this was a knockdown, and I came along and I picked her up. So I brought it home and thought I'd do a video with this particular thing here. And the reason is that I have pair of gloves, because handling this is fiberglass. So what you don't want, all fibers goes into your fingers, into your hands, and you'll end up having itchy fingers and itchy hands. That's why I have a pair of gloves first for you handle fiberglass lanterns. And what you do is you put the gloves on you first, and you're handling this stuff. The lamp is in it, and it's all this, so it's I kind of have to be careful with this thing, because it's actually a bit of crack here. It's all crack on this side, so that come off and this break into two halves, because there is a crack there on through the canopy. The canopy just cracked, and turn the other side, and it's the same on the other side. You can see there's a crack here, crack there. There's no crack on the back of it. There's no crack on the back of it. So what I do is I put a steel bracket and the two bolts, and one on this side and on that. So keep that in place, because it's all loose fiberglass. So that's where the pole bracket shoots through, and you have the two big screws, and the Alpha 8 opens out like that onto a gear tray, and the gear tray just sticks out like that onto a column, and the gear tray is just on top of it. So the THORN Alpha 8, and look, there's a bit of snail into it there, for a bit of snail in it. So let's throw that out. A bit of snail in it. So I'm going to just throw this out. And go on, out you go. Throw them out. And just actually throw them out. So it's actually kind of rumble. It's all kind of breaking. So there's a big crack there at the end of it. It's all bits of fiberglass, bits of fibers, and all fibers coming off it. So you have the forward cell. You still have the forward cell socket, and the wires coming out underneath through there, forward cell socket, and that's where your gear tray was on it. It was the original gear tray is on it. This kind of broke off and fell down. It was a knockdown, a classic knockdown. So you can see the rubber pad around that's gone weird now for where the ball sticks on it. So the clip part, but when you're looking at this Alpha A, so the clip part is missing off it. So I got some of the clip parts, I don't know where to put them, somewhere around. Some of the clip parts. So I actually got some of the clip parts here, down here. Once I ordered from eBay, and there's some of the clip parts in a package. These things, and these things, the black things. So some of them clip parts, and a few of them left, and some of them I actually ordered from eBay. So now I put them onto this, and hooked onto that there. So if that's fall. So I just clip that onto the THORN Alpha A. If I do clip onto that, so you're coming on and just just clips onto that. That's for your bolt goes on, so that's clipped on. So I just picked these with a clip parts. The rest just fell down there. This just fell down onto the floor. And only thing is the gear tray is no gear tray with this, because it's actually on top of the car, because that's actually knocked down by heavy gust of winds and bad weathers and windy weather. And this was a knockdown. I came along and I just picked this up. Decided to bring this home with me a few days ago when I brought this home with me. So you actually see the bits of fibres coming off that. So all you have to do is just give that all the back of this a good scrub and good clean off all the mould that's on it. And when you're handling the stuff there with fibre, this is actually fiberglass, because it gets all bits of fibres on your hands and fingers, itchy hands and fingers. That's why I have gloves on me. So when you're dealing with this stuff, so many times I drive past it myself and I seen this on the ground. Maybe I just get this and bring it home and put up on video, show a video with this. So the only compared to this lamp and this the original lamp in it, the lamp didn't break or smash or anything. So I'm going to fire this up, because I have this for it. So I have this thing for it. I'm going to fire this up, and the lamp, the lamp holder and the two cable wires. So it actually does work anyway. So let's go on to give it a try. So that's the only thing is, see, it's a 4-cell socket there. See, the 4-cell socket, so it's probably connecting to neutral. 4-cell socket. So if I get this one out and put this neutral back into where it was in the 4-cell socket. Because you possibly never throw these away, these THORN Alpha 8s, and it's actually these are actually made, and they were manufactured in the 90s. These ones are manufactured in the 90s, and these were brand new ones. So that's kind of all bits of fibres. It's kind of loose in it because it's kind of cracked. It's cracked there on one side, on both sides, no cracked on the bottom, on the top. Because if that had cracked, that just split into two halves. And the half there with the 4-cell socket comes off, and the lamp just comes off. This whole canopy frame just snapped into two, because one crack there, same nearly on the other side. Because there's no crack there in the canopy on the top part, because there was a crack there, that would just split into two. So what I might do, am I going to just clean this up first? I actually clean this up first and get something for that, and straighten that in, and straighten that in. The steel bracket screw, 2 screws and 2 bolts. One goes here to just the end of the crack, and the other one goes here. So and spray it white, kind of spray paint white. So I just hold on to that and keep this, because I never throw any of these stuff away. Like I said, never throw this sort of stuff away, because lots of the bits of wires coming off from the gear tray that came up off the ballast igniter. That comes off the igniter, and then the ballast connects onto the igniter. That fell down. It was a knockdown one, and I came along a few days ago and I picked her up. So I'm going to see if I can get this on and try her on with the THORN Alpha 8, and try with this, with the electric ballast. So I'll be with you now in a second. Now let's get ready to fire up, and the reason is that I have my safety glasses on me, because when I put this on, it's just in case if anything goes bang and shatters when I power this up with the THORN Alpha 8, with the THORN Alpha 8 sodium street lamp, and this goes into a lamp, straight into the lamp. And I'm not putting my hand on bare fingers on the lamp, in case the the fingerprints off your hands, your fingers are burned into the glass and might damage the lamp. So let's get a rumble to turn down. So it goes in this way into the, it goes in this way. No, so it goes the opposite way, too many opposite ways. So it goes in that way, plugged in, and it goes up there. That's it, just tells you what the voltage is. And I put the, then the plug lid, and then the fire with the plug lid, and see what happens. And at your input to 240 volts, and leave this on the stool there, and I just plug it in and see what way it happens. And it's kind of not doing anything. It's not doing anything. I just switch it off there. For a second I can hear it click. Maybe power's not sending through. So just put your hand on the end of the lamp, because I don't want to put your hand on the middle. One more time. So I can hear the click. It's not even coming on, so I'll just be back in a second. Now give another one more try. Maybe it's the lamp that's broke itself. I'll give another one more try. I still have the safety glasses on, just in case if anything ever goes bang and shatters. No. And it's still not doing anything. I'd say it's the lamp. I'd say it's the lamp. So I see if I got another 250 watt SON MBF pair me stock, and try something else out. Try one of my stock lamps in. And to screw this out, because by the way, this is actually made by GE company, and this one I'm putting in one of my stocks. This is a brand new fresh one I'm putting in, made by Osram. So we'll give a shot at this one. So just a piece of cloth there, just for a second, and I'll just kind of wipe the fingerprint glass off, because we don't want to damage the lamp, and put it back there the way it is, and things like sliding. And just check the wires in. Try to get things stand up. I'll just be back in a second. Now, let's give it one more try with this. But if you're going to do this sort of stuff, it can be very dangerous, it will be our own risk. So let's go to turn around. Here we go. It's actually powering up. So I'd say, I reckon it's the lamp, it's gone. And I just turned off this here he goes. Here we go with the lamp. It takes about 4 minutes to get to full brightness. Now that's how powerful that brake gets. So it's actually, it's on the base amp is on the 400 watt. So you can actually see them dimming up, dimming it down, and dimming right up to 600 watt. See how massive, how bright that is. I just turn out the other light, and that's up to 600 and down to 400, and drop it down to 250 watt and down to 150 watt. So when it dims down and it dims back up to 250 and up to 400 watt. So let's leave it to 250, because if you go up to 400 watt, up to 600 watt, it gets how extremely bright that gets. So, and that's that. So drop it down to 150 watt and 250 watt, and then now it's 400 watt. That's the, because over 400 watt above my head there. That's how, Jesus. And I'm kind of looking at this. Jesus, kind of looking at this there. Jesus Christ, how bright it is. I can't even look at that myself. How bright that is. The THORN Alpha A sodium street light. And how bright that is. It lights up the whole room. So I'm not going to leave it on yet. I'm not going to leave it on much any longer. So I will turn the light on in the background, because you won't even notice the fluorescent light on the background, because with this yoke on. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1, 0. It just goes out, and that's it. And that's, you can see when it goes on, you can see it roasting red hot there. It means you don't touch the lamp, because the fingerprints gets on it. It burns into the lamp, it'll damage the lamp. So this the original lamp, I said that was in it, that doesn't work. So the thing that doesn't work, when that fell down, when this fixture fell down off the gear tray, off a pole on top of the column, and that's how it done the damage. To damage the lamp. So anyway, now, and that's that there. Everything put back together, and that's the new lamp. I installed that myself, one of my stock lamps, and the clip part I put onto it, because there was a missing clip part of a THORN Alpha A. So I had to be a bit gentle with this, because there's a bit cracked here. Same on the other side, because no crack on the top. Could be a crack on the top that would split into two. So anyway, that's the story, because there's not missing gear tray off it. So I just test it. I tested off this. So to test this lamp, to test the THORN Alpha A, see how it goes. And if I picked her up and show you what it's like holding the lantern in my hand, the whole thing, that's what it's look like. And there's that, as I say. There's, as you say, both side flectors, and the middle flector. It's like a THORN Beta 79, something like that, except it's smaller than Virgin and that, because this is a big square yoke, the THORN Alpha A. So anyway, that's the majority of it. The missing gear tray off it. The gear tray is up on top of the pole. This fell right down on the side of the road. So a couple of days ago, when I drove past it many times, I just pick this up and bring it home and put it in my lamp stock collections, for me collections, in my light collections. sodium street lamp. So I'm just going to get this all about. What I do is I'm going to get this all scrubbed and cleaned and wash off all the mold off it, because I have the gloves on me because this is all fiberglass. Anyway, so this the 90 style THORN Alpha 8, and the other one's the THORN Alpha. The old type of THORN Alpha 8s that has a back of its canopy and has the brown small tiny clip part, smaller than that, separate brown. The rest of it's just aluminium canopy. The ones you can see, the old type of the Alpha 8s. This the other the newer type that must have manufactured in the late 80s, came out in the early 90s. So that's the story. And I put this up here on the bench. So anyway, that's why I had to put gloves on, because it's all bits of fibres coming off that. So I had to get this all cleaned and just put these fibres. I just assemble these fibres together with two steel brackets and 2 bolts and 2 screws, and screw it in and tighten the fibres in. So wash off all the bits of fibres, because that's why I have gloves on me. So anyway, so if you like to subscribe, and if you like to push the buttons and put thumbs up, thumbs maybe, and you push the notification bell button, and thanks for watching. And that's from today's video from PML Maximum Skies. Today's in the shed today. So thank you for watching. I will see you soon, and I'll see you soon. I'll wrap up here soon, and I'll see you again in the next videos. Bye for now.